Loki Lamentis Season 1 Episode 3 Editors rating 3 stars. Loki Lamentis Season 1 Episode 3 Editors rating 3 stars. Photo. Marvel Studios. At the end of the last episode, the titular god of mischief jumped through a time portal after his variant, in a bid to find out what she's up to and see just how he can use it to his own ends. It's a risky move, since he doesn't know where she's going, and when he jumps after her, he does so with Mr. Mobius and the TVA right on his heels. Lucky for him that he lands somewhere safe. Like, the headquarters of the very organization he just fled from. Loki's ersatz self, who we'll come to know in this episode as Sylvie, is on a mission to kill the Timekeepers and destroy the TVA as a whole. Her name as given confirms last week's suspicions. Sylvie is meant to be an incarnation of Amora, the Enchantress, just not the original. In Marvel Comics, Sylvie Lushton is a teenager from the fictional Broxton, Oklahoma, where the entirety of Asgard resided, or, technically, floated a few feet above, for a time. There, she was a pawn in one of Loki's many plots at the time, which led to her gaining magical powers and joining none other than the Young Avengers, the same team featuring Kamala Khan, Kate Bishop, and Wanda Maximoff's twin sons, all of whom have made or are scheduled to make an appearance in Marvel's Disney Plus slate. Of course, it took a lot of comics to get to that point originally, and a 6-episode TV show doesn't have that kind of time. The solution here is elegant. A different version of Loki himself. It's dressed up with ideas of continuity and timeline variations, sure, but at the heart of it, think of it in TV parlance as going in a different direction. It also gives Sylvie a nice bit of agency that she lacked in her original incarnations. Instead of a girl in over her head with an Asgardian god, Sylvie is her own person, who's made her own choices and has her own goals. It seems like a very standard villainous plot, but then that's the thing about it. The show's first 2 episodes have walked us through the brutal, merciless tactics that the TVA uses to enforce its idea of order. It ends entire, unique lives based on nothing more than a simple choice, or an accident of fate. Sure, it gives a compelling argument regarding the safekeeping of the timeline, but even that's suspect. Viewers, and Loki, only know what the TVA has told them, and the TVA has an interest in protecting itself. What makes this particular timeline sacred? Why that word, with its connotations of mysticism? It wouldn't seem odd coming out of Loki's mouth, but the organization is generally more technology-focused. It leans into drabness and bureaucracy. Of course, it's not that Loki isn't able to ask these questions. It's that he just doesn't care. The TVA's doing the same thing he wants to do, and he figures it's probably easier for him to use that than to fight it. Sylvie, though, has a reason, even though she hasn't yet said what it is.